There is this old saying, action speaks louder than words. It's simple. What does it mean to us who train? It is great to advise. It is great to explain. It is great to tell people what to do, how to do it. However, our actions will speak louder than the volume of our words. If we look like we train, we may or may not have to tell anyone anything. They'll simply look at us and follow our example. Because our actions, what we're doing, shows it. Now, I don't want to point fingers, but sometimes I find that those who speak the most are those who have the less action to prove. They do not train. They do not know how to train. They do not look like they train. However, they know everything about training. The thing about that is interesting. Sometimes the information is correct, but the problem with that is if you do not have an example behind your instruction, it weakens your ability to enforce what it is that you're saying. Okay, you say, what do I mean? For example, you are training someone that is 200 pounds and need to lose 30 pounds. And they're coming to the gym and you are the instructor. You yourself are 300 pounds and you need to lose 120 pounds. And you're being paid to train, to help someone lose 30 pounds or so. How much force do you think your instruction and your encouragement will be to that person you're trying to train if you cannot, in your example or yourself, reach the goals that you are trying to reach? The question that the person will ask is, wow, I'm not so bad, but look at you. Yeah, how much motivation do you think you can be? And it's in that sense where action can speak louder than words. Perhaps if you're able to reach your goal, you may not have to say anything to the person you're training. They'll be simply motivated just by what you're doing and what you're able to do what they need, because your action has says it all. It's an interesting thing, but it does work when your actions show and prove to other people that you can do this. That alone will help them and motivate them to do what they need to do. Muchas personas en el treno habla mucho. Es inteligente para el treno. Habla para muscular, necesita tú para muscular, para no es gordo, necesita tú es mucho habla, para mucho inteligente. Pero personas son inteligente, pero no es treno, es gordo, esa cuerpo es no bien. Personas no entiendo, es muy bien para hablar, pero es más bien cuando tu cuerpo es bien. Entonces tú hablas a otra persona, sí, cuerpo es bien, entonces la persona entiende. Entonces, cuando tú encanta hablar, en ser inteligente para el trainer, para hablar a otra persona, primero el trainer, primero buen cuerpo, entonces hablar a otra persona. The 1% that succeeds. I think everyone would like to consider themselves as that 1% that succeed in this world, not as the 99% that doesn't succeed to the level that they want. However, the fact is, not all of us is that 1%. There's a big difference between that 1% and many of us. Sometimes we're that 1% in our pursuit. Sometimes we're that 1% in the job. But to become that 1% in that particular entity, it's going to take everything we have. And it's the same with training. If we wish to be that 1% of those who train and succeed and reach their goal, it's going to take a lot more than we're willing to give sometimes. So it is a good feeling to think we are that 1%. But to be that 1%, it takes a lot more than just thinking we are. It takes the energy to succeed, the determination to do what others will not, and also the determination to do what we don't feel like we want to do. So sometimes we're battling against ourselves to be and to maintain that desire and determination to be that 1%. But there's nothing like it to reach our goals that we have set, to accomplish new goals and to grow and to see our body change. There's nothing like it to be able to reach those goals, those successes, those successful points in our life. So striving to be that 1% that succeed in training is very important. You have a lot to look forward to: a healthier life, the body that you want, and to reach the goals that you want to reach. So those should be some driving force for us to be that 1% that succeed in training. No toda persona es muy bien en el treno, pero es poca persona es muy bien en el treno, pero es necesario tú es poca persona en el treno. Pero cuando tú encanta para bien en el treno, entonces necesita tu piensa tu buen cuerpo, piensa flaca y no es gordo, te piensa el treno tu toda vida, y también voy al treno continuar para tu bueno en el treno. En poca persona es muy bien cuando tú estás en treno. High intensity training. I like to do high intensity training. Sometimes I do supersets, compound sets, compound supersets, because I like to have definition in my training. I also like when my training produce some sort of cardio as I work out and do bodybuilding. I like the mixture as I train, and I like to burn out when I train. What I mean is less rest and more pushing and more pushing. For me, the high intensity workout, I find it beneficial and I recommend it. I know you're in the gym, or I'm in the gym for 2 hours or so I make that 2 hours count. After that, I got the rest of the day to do whatever, so I can rest. So I'm a fan of high intensity shock workout for the most part, and I recommend it to those who train. And like I said, some of the things to do if you're interested in doing high intensity workout is they have these circuit training that you can go. They have the machines in like a circuit. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 back to back, say arms, curls, tricep, lats pull down, back rows, and you can do that. But I mean, you can do it with any machine. You can just decide you're going to go from machine to machine and go around. What I would say with respect to circuit training, what I like to do to make it beneficial is that I don't just do one set. I try to do, if I'm doing a circuit training, just like if I'm doing any workout, I try to do 3 to 4 sets. So if I'm doing circuit, I make sure I do that circuit 3 times or 4 times. So at least the muscle gets that pounding to see some results. Cuando personas en el treno es mucho diferente. El treno es el treno suave, es el treno duro. Yo encanta el treno duro. Cuando es el treno, uno treno encanta rápido, otro treno, rápido, otro treno, rápido, otro treno. Entonces tú es más duro y es difícil. Pero para mí, mi pensando es muy bien. Para duro el treno, suave el treno, a mí es normal. Pero me encanta rápido. No necesario treno es rápido. El treno es normal. Pero cuando terminó, voy a otro treno. En cuando terminó, voy a otro treno. Entonces, para otro treno es rápido. Pero el treno es suave cuando es el treno. Nothing is going right. You know those days or those weeks or those times when just nothing seems to go right. You seem to be lifting regularly and you pull something, you have a little pain here uh, you have so much overtime, you can't make it to the gym for about 2, 3 days. You get to the gym, and it just happens to be summer, and everyone's in the gym, and you can't work out, and it's just so annoying. And you get the feeling that just nothing is going right when so many things happen back to back that seems to just push you away or discourage you from training. Well, welcome to the club. We all have those times, those days, those weeks, those months where we feel that agitation in our training and that it's just not going right. What's the best thing to do in times like that? Well, for me, I like to think, be realistic. Realize that this is life, and life is like that in this particular world in which we live. There are good days where things seem to just go right, and there are days when they call them rainy days, where things just doesn't seem to go as we have planned. And it's okay. I went to the gym and the gym was full, and all I had access to was the decline. So you know what? I think about 12 sets on the decline. I just kept going. It was different, and for me, it turned out to be great. After that, I noticed that the lats pull down was available, and after I did the lats pull down, it was taken, and the back rows was available. So the other thing I learned was that it forced me to change my workout, how I would normally work out, and it was different for my body. So a bad thing turned out to be a good thing. Because I was forced to change my workout routine, it turned out a little bit different in that I had better results because this was not the normal way I worked out and my muscles weren't used to it. So I'm not saying that all the time we have those days where things aren't working out, it can become beneficial, but there are times when we can use it for our benefit. Perhaps we missed the gym today, but we went the last 3 days. And perhaps we know we actually needed to rest and we really didn't rest well. Well, you know what? This is good because it meant that today we can rest. Sometimes rest is as important as training. I'm not saying that rest 3 months. I'm saying sometimes we need to rest. And in my case, I know sometimes I should rest and I don't. So sometimes we need to rest and we don't. And sometimes when we're forced to rest, it's better because the body can recover and we can do a lot more. So in life, and life is like this, things won't always go smoothly the way we like. However, those times when they don't, we can see how to benefit and use those to our advantage. And just realize that things will turn around and we may have smoother days to come. Cuando personas es en gimnasio, en el treno, muchos días el treno es suave, muchos días es bien, pero otros días no es todo bien. Otros días es difícil, otros días es mucho trabajo, otros días es difícil, tú es enfermo, nunca el treno, pero es no problema, es la vida. La vida es bien o bien, bien no bien, es la vida, es normal. No preocupes, solo voy al treno otro día. I have tried and I've tried and it doesn't work. The diet doesn't work. The training doesn't work. I still look the same. Have you ever heard that saying? Do you say that? Is it true? Sometimes it is true. Sometimes we try training methods, dieting methods, and they just don't work. So the conclusion is we give up. Well, a better conclusion is to keep trying until you find something that works, or analyze why a particular thing doesn't work. What I've noticed is sometimes when I have a training routine that's working, I have other things gets in the way and I don't maintain that schedule, or I stop training as I should, and then that's when it stops working. Perhaps that's what's happening to your schedule. Perhaps your training schedule isn't consistent, and perhaps if you make it a bit more consistent, it can work. And so too with dieting. And sometimes I go to bed really late, And sometimes I just eat whatever and not properly. It's easy. If you have a great diet and then for whatever reason you're just starting to go to bed late, you're not resting well, and you're just eating whatever and mixing that with your diet, it won't work as well. So perhaps you can try it again, and this time stick a little bit more closer to your routine, to your diet, and more than likely you'll see a result. One of the key things to remember is eventually you'll get it. It may take some time, but eventually you'll get it. Try not to let go or give up. Mucha persona habla el treno es no bien. El treno es difícil. El treno es mi el treno mucho tiempo, mi cuerpo es mismo. Mi es gordo, and mi es no comida, because mi es gordo. Entonces es no diferencia. Es no todo verdad. Pero mucho tiempo es verdad. Pero nunca terminó. Necesito tu piensa diferente y más continuar tu entreno, más continuar poco comida y no todo terminó es no bien. Cuando tú encanta diferente tu cuerpo, tú encanta no es gordo, es necesario tu continuar tu entreno, es necesario tu continuar pregunta, es necesario tu continuar estudio, es necesario tu continuar entonces en un tiempo tú es no es gordo en tu cuerpo es diferente, pero es necesario tu continuar el entreno. Nunca terminó. Es difícil, but nunca terminó. Why maintain your training routine? Well, after all you've accomplished, the days of training, the weeks of working out, and your accomplishments, you don't want to lose it. You put so much into your training and you've gotten such good results, you want to maintain it. So whatever you do, maintain your training routine so you can keep what you have worked on so hard to gain. Don't leave off and become sporadic in your training, because you'll lose all the results. We maintain our body or maintain the result by keeping that consistent training routine. Cuando tú es en el treno, en gimnasio, tú tienes buen cuerpo, tú es flaca, no gordo, es necesario tu continuar tu entreno. Cuando tú terminó tu entreno, entonces tu cuerpo es diferente, cambio. Y tú es, no necesitas flaca, entonces es gordo. So es necesito tu continuar tu entreno. You are not alone. We are a community. I go to the gym, and at my gym, one of the things I like about it is that I don't feel that I'm training alone by myself or trying to overcome some new routine or reach some new goals by myself. I can always just reach out and chat with someone, and it may or may not be what I'm looking for, but they'll offer some type of suggestion. So not feeling alone and realizing that we're not alone is very helpful when we're training. And remember that, because one of the difficulty that I find in life with training and other things is when people think they're the only one that's facing this problem, that no one else has faced it before. And we get overwhelmed. Why do we have to go through this? It's so difficult. We don't know how to handle it. But when we realize that we're not alone, other people are here training. Other people may have faced this stump where we just can't progress or get to the next level in the weight workout or get where we want to go. Then it's a bit easier to handle because we have someone we can talk to. So use your community to help you when you're training. And don't do it alone or feel like you're alone, because you're not. There's hundreds of people training. Just find a group that's helpful and can encourage you to continue. Es muy bien para personas el treno. Pero es muy bien persona, entiendo, es bien cuando tú es no solo. Cuando tú es el treno solo, mucho tiempo cuando tú no encanta, cuando tú no entiendo, tú no entreno más. Ok, entreno está bien, aunque no entiendo el entreno. Pero cuando tú entreno con otra persona, otros amigos, amigas, entonces cuando tú no entiendes, pregunta a otra persona. Entonces el entreno es bien cuando es más persona, entonces no solo. En tu continuar el entreno. Es muy bien para continuar el entreno cuando es otra persona, entonces no solo.
WatchingTheGlowCat.com. Yeah.